Gentlemen, this is a wonderful occasion. Good evening. One of the things we are proudest of in Sister Cities organization is our student exchanges and the opportunities our young people have to go abroad, and the young people whom we receive as our guests here. And I bring the profound regrets of our president, Michael Warner, and our vice president, Fred Alcantar, who have obligations elsewhere that they could not break, and who really are missing out on something very special with these young people tonight. I'm Jack Wills. I'm the secretary of the organization. I'm the harmless judge who keeps the minutes and keeps track of who was here and what motion was passed. We're going to go straight to the presentations by these young people. We have Angela's presentation up, so I'm going to ask.
Excuse me. Will we have a meeting after?
We're gonna do routine after.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Hopefully
yeah.
we'll get a quorum. We need 8, and we don't have 8 members.
Well, if you don't notice, Angie, we'll, either way, either you can notice and or an 8th person will walk in, or we will postpone all decisions. But we will have a couple of very brief reports from people who are and are not here. The first student we'd like to hear from, this sounds completely fascinating, is Angela Liu, and she is a student at Polytechnic School, and I'm not sure I understand how this fits into our relation with the West City district of Beijing, with Beijing Xichengqi, but I think Angela will tell you a little bit and tell you about her experiences and show us some pictures, please.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Angela Liu and I'm a sophomore at Polytechnic School, and I'm going to be talking about my 2013 and 2014 summer trips to blind schools in China. So the first trip that I took on this blind school mission trip was in 2013, and I went to the Zhenzhou Blind School with an organization called Lifelight Educational Foundation. And I went in June of 2013. And this is the group that I went with on the top right. And it's all the teachers that I went with to China. And I brought about 30 recorders from America to teach to the blind students in China. And these students had no prior knowledge of music whatsoever. They didn't really know what a note was. They couldn't sing. They couldn't play instruments. So I had to teach them from the start. And at first it was kind of a struggle, but they worked really hard, and they were really dedicated and put a lot of effort into what they were doing. So in the end, we played Amazing Grace on the recorder, and they played wonderfully.
How old were they, actually?
Oh, the age range was from 16 to 44. So these are students who are there to learn how to become like masseurs in China. So
now this is in Beijing?
this is in Zhenzhou.
Zhenzhou?
Yeah, the first trip that I went on. And so just some of the living conditions that these students were in, they had crowded dorms with about 10 to 12 people per dorm, and they had to put all their luggage on top of their bunks so that they could even have space to walk. And their bathrooms were not in a very clean condition, and their cafeteria was actually on the roof of the school. It was a 7-floor building, and the cafeteria was on the top floor, and it was like a overhead kind of kitchen. And so it was just really hot up in the 7th floor, and had like greasy floors and stuff. And in the cafeteria, they had about like 100 students eating in one cafeteria, so everything was just really crowded. So when I came back, I felt like I needed to do something to help the students who had actually taught me more than I had gone there to teach them. So when I came back, I founded an organization called Blind Light Foundation, and I had my first benefit concert in, that's Pasadena, and I played flute and piano, and I talked about my trip, and I received more than $21,000, which was really exciting. So I donated the money to the Braille Institute of America, to the Jinzhou Blind School, and also to the Beijing Blind School. And this money is going for their tuition and to pay for the food. So my second trip was to the Beijing Blind School, and this is, again, the group of teachers that I went with. And so this blind school had two groups. One was like the lower school kind of nursery kind of group, where the kids were younger, and I taught them like nursery rhymes and short poems. And the second group was the older, more high schoolish kids getting ready to graduate. And I taught them English conversation. And I also brought about 50 recorders this time over to the Beijing Blind School. So I taught them Amazing Grace on the recorder. I taught them English conversation because, again, they're learning to become masseurs. So I was teaching them how to make a conversation with their clients. And we taught them gospel songs and American culture and holidays like Halloween or Christmas. And I was, actually last year was really exciting because I had 4 students from the Jinzhou Blind School who transferred over to the Beijing Blind School, so I got to see some of my former students again. And one of my students, his name is Hong Jingjing, he took the recorder class with me 2 years ago in Jinzhou, and he came back this year to serve as a teaching assistant, and I was really grateful for that. Because like he already like learned recorders before, so just him coming back to help me teach was, I was really grateful. And the 25 of us performed Amazing Grace again in July of 2014. And this is us having fun. And after I came back, I had my second benefit concert in July. And I played flute mostly, and I had some guest performers, and I received more than $17,000 last year, so a total of over $38,000 for the Blind Light Foundation. And this year, I'm thinking of going in June again, in 2015. And I'm not part of the sister cities, but I'm here today to make this presentation because I actually presented this at my school, in which Mr. Michael Warner came to see, and he invited me to come here. So thank you all for your time.
Very good.
Yeah.
Now, the other teachers who were the teachers who have taught the blind in this country, or what?
They're actually from our church group.
Okay.
Yeah, so they have been on this blind school trip many times.
I see.
So I just joined.
So this is an ongoing effort of your church?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And what church is that?
It's the Mandarin Baptist Church
Mandarin
in LA.
Baptist.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Just
Now,
curious,
we will,
there's a question.
question please, Joe.
I'm just curious, you're a high school student, how did you collect all this money and the recorders? I mean, 50 recorders, how does that cost money?
Yeah, well, my dad started helping me with the ordering, and when I first decided to go on this trip, I wanted to, sort of like, because I come from like a very like sheltered area of San Marino, so I kind of wanted to do something like outside of my community that could help like expand my like view of the world. So we found this organization, we found this trip, so I went, and I wanted to, because like I wasn't really experienced in like teaching, and I didn't really know how to teach anything other than music. So I thought if I brought recorders over, then I could sort of like put my musical kind of abilities to work. So my dad helped me with the recorders, and
Did you purchase them yourself, or were they
Yeah.
donated? Oh, wow.
yeah.
And where did you play the flute at? What concerts, where was your concert?
Oh, the benefit concerts were both in the Steinway Gallery of Pasadena,
Oh,
in Pasadena, yeah.
I mean, you're remarkable.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. This is really quite wonderful.